here on BBC One, 12 midday.
Indeed it is.
Now, broadband internet services are arriving in some of our region's most remote rural spots thanks to the church, a real story of ancient and modern.
It's actually church towers, to be precise, which are being used to set up a network in countryside areas which have traditionally suffered from poor coverage. Our science correspondent David Gregory joins us now from the village of Kingston in Herefordshire. So, David, how are they doing this exactly?
Well, Suzanne, we are in the churchyard of St Michael and all the angels, and the church behind me on the tower, there's a mast up there, and that's beaming broadband into the homes around me. And this has been a pilot study, and now it's going to be expanded across the county. And it's good news for people who have trouble getting broadband in these rural areas. So Hereford company allpay beams the internet up to this church tower, and from here it's sent out to aerials on local houses, allowing the St Michael's Church warden to abandon dial-up and surf at broadband speeds. And a bit further away, it's having a huge impact on one local business.
The connection we've had from allpay has made a hell of a difference. Basically, we had a very limited connection from BT before, which just about supported our business, but I was getting constant complaints from our site crew and our area managers that they couldn't connect back to us.
At today's launch of an expanded scheme, you start to get an idea of just how many people have poor or no access to broadband, shown here in red. It's about 50% of a county like Herefordshire. The expanded scheme will be rolled out across the Diocese of Hereford, right up into South Shropshire. And the venue for the launch, the Bishop's Palace in the grounds of Hereford Cathedral, is a sign of the importance the church attaches to this project.
It's good for their communities, it's good for people's social contacts, it's very good for business. The rural areas have a much higher proportion of self-employed people in other parts of the country, and with small businesses and self-employed people, we want them to be able to succeed.
It's a local company joining forces with the church to help solve a local problem. So let's find out a bit more about how this would work if you are interested in this kind of scheme. Nick Peplow, you're from the company behind this. How does it work if you're a homeowner?
Well, you just need a small antenna which you put on your home or indeed on your business, and as long as you've got line of sight or near line of sight up to the prominent building like the church tower, you can get a fast and reliable broadband access immediately.
And how far are you going to be rolling out this scheme? All of Herefordshire? Where's it going?
Well, across the whole diocese there's over 400 church buildings in prominent locations out in rural communities. So we're aiming to cover the whole diocese over the next 12 months or so. And
what does it cost?
It starts from as little as £20 a month, and for that you don't even need to pay a fixed line rental.
OK, thank you very much for doing this. Now, the other half of this, let's talk to the church office. Reverend Claire Dyson. Actually, you've got 2 teenage boys, and now they've got broadband.
Yes, they have, which helps their social lives no end.
Now, were you worried about putting a big mast on top of the church?
The main concern was the aesthetic effect it would have. People weren't concerned about the dangers of it. It was just the way it was going to look. That was at the tops of their minds.
And how have the parishioners reacted?
Very positively. They're obviously glad to have the broadband connection now, making life a lot easier for them. And it makes my work easier too.
Thank you very much for that, Reverend Dyson. Well, we'll be handing you back to the studio, and it's good news for areas that think, they can't get proper broadband. This new scheme might really help.
Thank you, David.
Great idea.
We are suitably inspired.
Oh, I knew you were going to say something like that. Lovely to have your company this Friday evening. Still to come, proof we're a nation of